Hey guys, it's me, Sunny, and welcome to episode 4 of my podcast, Sunny's Geeky Grove. And in today's episode, we are going to be continuing our new and old video game series. We're going to be kicking it off with the Turing Test, which is a 2017 release, and following it up with the Doom series. So let's just jump into the Turing Test. It is, like I said, a 2017 single-player puzzle game. It is from developers Bulkhead Interactive and published by Square Enix. And the engine that it uses is Unreal Engine 4. It can currently be played on Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, and the PS4. So this game is really fun. It's a pretty challenging puzzle game where you are using a tool that basically collects and fires power spheres into special receptacles to unlock doors or activate other machinery. And then obviously as you progress, other elements are introduced, including like the ability to observe scenes, activate certain like vantage points and objects via monitors, and then control some robots that can be used to explore the levels. And I'm not going to give away any spoilers on the plot, but just in case you didn't know what the Turing Test is as far as the real life aspect of it, it was developed by Alan Turing in 1950, and it was a test to understand a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent to or indistinguishable from that of a human. So basically, Turing proposed that, a human evaluator would judge natural body language conversations between a human and a machine, which had been designed to generate human-like responses. And so it was supposed to basically determine artificial intelligence, if you will, and see if a machine could pass as human. So this game obviously plays heavily into that, which is such a fun concept, especially with where we are today with our technology. We have those robots that can mimic facial expressions, that can compile a response from a list of commands and words that they have in there and understand what's being said to them to then react to a situation. So it was a lot of fun playing this game and really diving into the plot. It has a rich story, which, sometimes puzzle games don't really have a story. It's just, okay, here's an easy puzzle, and then we'll slowly compound and get more difficult, and eventually you'll reach the last puzzle where you'll use everything from all the previous levels to end it, and to get out, or to survive, or beat the clock, whatever the case may be. But there's a plot. You play as Ava Turner. You are you are on Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, and you are woken up by an artificial intelligence that monitors the project that your team had been doing on the moon. And you are working to get back to Earth. And you're basically going through all these puzzles, and you're not sure why these puzzles have been put up, and you're learning more as you go, and you're figuring out why they were initiated, how you're getting through them, who's really behind everything, and can you get to Earth? And so it's a really great twist at the end. And, when that final, I hate to say it, but it's kind of an M. Night Shyamalan reveal. Maybe not Sixth Sense level, but maybe like Signs level reveal, plot twist. You kind of have the feeling since, the name of the game and the puzzles and what's going on. But you're not 100% sure. And so it does kind of, deviate from your expectations a bit. And I thought it was just a lot of fun. And the puzzles were hard and they were difficult. And there were times when I definitely needed to watch a walkthrough because I had been stuck on a level for 20 minutes and I was getting so frustrated. And my cats just want to talk. So you're welcome for the cat noises. He's done now. Oh. There you go. That's his hot take on it too. You know, he saw me play it. So it is what it is. Even he liked it. It does have really beautiful graphics too, which obviously, you know, it's a newer game on the Xbox One, on the PS4, Unreal Engine 4. I mean, it's going to have, you know, great controls and mechanics and look great. And it really does live up to being on the next gen consoles as far as graphics. It's not cartoony. It does feel like a fully realized game, which is great, obviously. We enjoy some good graphics here. But yeah, it's fairly easy to get all of the achievements or trophies if you are a hunter like that, which I am. And especially since they're just for completing levels, completing the chapters of the game, if you will. And ultimately, if you beat the game, you'll get them all. So it's 1000 G on the Xbox, and it's really just, you know, a lot of fun. I've said that before. Obviously, the whole point of this series is highlighting games that I'm passionate about and that I've sunk a lot of time into. So it wouldn't be here if it wasn't a fun game. And it's very different from the types of games that I've talked about before. This is a puzzle game, and yeah, it's single player, but it is different from, you know, the RPG type games that I've talked about or the really like story driven ones. So it has that different, that difference that really sets it apart. That differentness, I suppose. But I do highly recommend it. It is a lot of fun. It doesn't necessarily have a lot of replayability, especially since once you've figured out the puzzles, chances are you'll remember it or it'll click fairly easily, and there's not a lot of like secrets and the whole plot is out there. So it really doesn't have that burning desire to play it again. Oh, I want to play it again so badly. It's got a great story, but once you've played it, you know the story. So you can still buy it. Obviously, it's about $5.25 on Steam right now. $10 to $15 on eBay. You can get it on Microsoft or the PSN store. So it's still available today. And if you're looking for a fun, challenging, beautifully animated game, I highly recommend it. The Turing Test 2017. So, on the flip side, we've got the Doom series. And I'm not talking about the new one or Doom 3D that came out in like 2004 or 5. I'm talking about the Windows Classic, you know, the DOS, the MS-DOS classic game of Doom and Doom 2. So these games came out in 93, 95, and around that time. And they were produced by id Software or ID Software, however you want to pronounce it. And they were basically revolutionary. Along with Wolfenstein 3D that came out the year before in 92, Doom basically created the first-person shooter genre. And it's heralded as such. It's heralded as one of the greatest games of all time. And it's rightfully so. This game, wow. I I have put so much time into it. When I first started playing it, I honestly can't even tell you how I was introduced to it. Obviously, I'm sure I saw my brothers playing it or talking about it and then found it on their computer and decided to give it a go. But I remember playing those chapters over and over and over again. Just so much time spent. And finally learning like that there were cheat codes that you could use to clip and find different things and mess around on the map. ID clip was the one to clip, and then the cheat code IDGFK maybe was to give yourself all the keys. And ID hold L to turn the lights on, which the first thing I did was whatever to initiate the chat or the console commands was ID hold L. Games are too dark most of the time. So I would always do that one first. Actually, I think the IDG whatever was for God mode. I don't remember the one for the keys. But, you know, I would fight and work through the levels as hard as I could in order to get all the keys. But then I would, get frustrated and give up and use the cheat to just end it. And I always strived for 100%, kills and secrets and loots and, items is what they called it. And I would listen to albums like on repeat. I had like 3 or 4 that I constantly listened to. The Eminem Show by Eminem, obviously. Self-titled Evanescence album. And the Marshall Mathers LP. And there was one other that I used to always listen to. Whatever it was. I would have those just constantly on a rotation. Just listen to the album. Once it was done, pop in the next one. Keep playing. And I would play through the game until I got tired or bored or had to go to, work or school. And it was just, my way to escape and relax and just not have to think about anything. And, obviously there's a story. Doom guy, he's, on a planet that is inhabited by demons, and you are fighting the demons and you're killing them and battling back the hordes and masses from hell. But it was more about the kind of puzzles, I suppose. That's kind of weird, both are kind of puzzly. But you got to kill things and shoot things and find new guns, find ammo, run out of ammo, and hope that whatever you were punching dropped a clip, or, that there wasn't going to be the big demons coming around the corner, and that you had enough rocket launchers. And it just ultimately was my youth, basically. That is how I spent my youth. And that's like the first real game that I feel like really got me into gaming. I had played, I'd played things before, like I'd played Sonic and Super Mario World, Super Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, Zelda. I'd played those, and, I enjoyed my time playing them, but Doom hit me hard, really hard. And that's, I think, the big experience that I had with gaming, where I could just indulge in the game, the graphics, the sound design, the puzzle design, all of those things, the types of mechanics that they had, you know, for the different guns and the ammo and the loot or the items, I'm sorry, and the different types of mobs that they had. I just really started to appreciate it. And I think it really did help shape, you know, what I like in games. I don't necessarily have a preference for first-person shooters now, but I do enjoy games that have a good story, that have a really good single-player aspect. And even though I enjoy multiplayer games a lot, I do enjoy that socialization aspect. I think if it doesn't have the option or capability to also be single player, then I'm a little bit iffy on it. I mean, it took me like 3 or 4 years to finally try Overwatch, which I enjoy a lot. But I mean, Doom was so well received and so loved that it was officially ported to so many different things. Amiga OS, Sega 32X, Atari Jaguar, Mac OS, SNES, PlayStation, Sega Saturn, Game Boy Advance, Xbox 360. It was everywhere. And it's unofficially been ported to numerous platforms, such as like smart thermostats. I mean, come on. That's just wow. I mean, yeah, that's a meme also with Skyrim, but it's just Doom is so amazing. And I did try Doom 2016. I couldn't really get into it. You know, I tried the multiplayer and I'd gotten it about a month after release, and people were so good that it wasn't fun. And it had cool mechanics, and I still haven't beat the story. I'm a terrible Doom lover. But it also had a movie about it starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Hey! And, you know, he's just amazing. And I'm going to go ahead and say that that's a really good movie. Plus, not going to lie, that like 7-minute first-person shooter scene that they had was freaking amazing. It made me slightly nauseous. I don't even care. It was so good. And then that little like coy looking in the mirror bit. I swear that movie has its faults, but it is also really fun and awful and amazing, but mostly awful, but also still good. I recommend that too if you're looking for not the greatest movie, but something to just enjoy your time. And it's not super faithful to the game, but that's okay. So yeah, you can get Doom still, I'm sure. For the PC, I'm sure there's options available somewhere. Find it on eBay, but it's $9.99 on the Xbox Marketplace, on the store, and it is Xbox One backwards compatible. They both are. So is Wolfenstein 3D. And I have played a lot of that. It also, when it was ported to the 360, it added the multiplayer option online on Xbox Live. So it did have, you could do co-op on levels, or you could do deathmatch. And when you did deathmatch, you could set it to a certain number of kills or time limit. The choice was yours. So if you've got an Xbox One or if you've got a 360 still, I strongly recommend it on there. It's a lot of fun. I don't really remember if the PC version had multiplayer. I doubt it, since the internet was, not really heavily used in homes like that. So I highly doubt it. I never did multiplayer on it. We had the internet, but not really. We had it for, like, looking stuff up and going to MapQuest. So, we barely used the internet. And, anyway. So, if you were looking for a classic old game that's a lot of fun and still holds up today, I highly recommend Doom and Doom 2. And I don't recommend the Doom 3D. I can't endorse Doom 2016. I hear it's great. They're coming out with another one this year or next. I will probably, give Doom 2016 a try again and see how I feel about it then. But I did want to thank you for listening and watching. If you made it all the way through, you are fantastic. Give this video a thumbs up if you made it all the way through. Drop a comment down below. Did you ever play Doom? Have you tried the Turing Test? Do you want to try either of these games if you never have? Let me know. I want to hear some feedback from you. Getting basically none. But if you did like this video, thumb it up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you would like to, hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified when I post and upload, ring that bell. I hear it works sometimes. And if you thought this was cool and you want to share it with people, well, that's up to you. I want to thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm out.